I'm going to talk about personal growth in UWC Dilijan College. But I think this is applicable to other colleges. This video is for people who want to apply to UWC and might have been dissuaded by videos that critique the colleges and say that they, don't promote the values that they do, that you can't grow here, that all of it is just depression and all of these kind of things. I want to give an honest review of what it is to grow in this environment. So firstly, it's such a place to learn. The people here are so full of excitement, so full of their own energies, their own goals and ambitions. The people here aren't dull. They're not people who just want to float through life and don't accept any challenges. People here really take personal responsibility. They think about how their actions influence other people. They have different experiences. We have refugees, we have sons of millionaires, people who've been in, all echelons of society, all ranks, all classes. And that's such an amazing way, to learn. You can take the experiences of these other people and it can become something that is like a fuel for your personal growth. And it's such a location too. We have the tools here to do what we want to do. We have the sports facilities or even the academic facilities. All of these things, the whole environment is structured around self-improvement and taking up new hobbies or interests, going outdoors, all of these different things. There's so much to do. I've become so much more knowledgeable about a lot of things having been here, such as argumentation. I've learned how to fluently and concisely get my point across in a way that's effective and persuasive and all of these kind of things. You might have so many opinions about the world, but you don't know quite how to put them out. And so both through developing your language skills, such as just learning English to a very high level, which many people do, you actually learn how to put a point across. Because you're kind of forced to, because you're with all these intellectual types or discursive types, all of these different people who are very good at putting their point across. And you get destroyed in debates and then you just want to grow and you want to learn how to, not necessarily destroy someone, but at least defend your opinions and get your points across. I've learned about politics as well. From Palestinian friends, I've learned about their conflicts. A lot of Arab mates have told me so much about how, for example, my country, Great Britain, has influenced theirs. I've learned a lot about what it means to be a conservative or a liberal or all of these kind of things. Because really it's a melting pot of political and other ideologies. And so you really can get a great understanding of what it is, like politics and so many other things. Like, for example, geography. My geography is super bad. I'm not really emphasizing the British education system, but now I can put a whole lot more cities onto the map. But that's not all that geography is about. That's not all that I've learned in terms of geography here. I've also learned about geopolitics, what it actually feels like to be from a specific country, a specific case, and this goes into the whole value of intercultural understanding, which really is reflected through the way that people behave and the way that they think, and you really get a window into how people think in different countries, how other countries work, the psychology of different nations, all of these kind of things, as well as history. Now, before I came to UWC, I'd heard of colonization, but I'd never heard that it was a bad thing. I thought that colony just meant a place, a piece of land that a country owns that's far away from where they live. Well, of course, that's not quite true. I've learned the damage that Great Britain has done to other countries, as well as some of the technological developments that's come out of my country, as well as learning about some Arab history, some Russian history, geopolitical history, all of these kind of things I've learned a lot about being here. Now, it's a big course in sensitivity training. We talk about sensitivity and the importance of this in anywhere you are, you'll hear about sensitivity, but actually learning about what it actually means to be careful with other people, what it means to respect others' values, you really can only learn that in a multicultural society. And I think that this is the ideal place to learn to be sensitive in the right moments, to learn the boundaries between humour and aggression and racism even. You learn these differences, you learn how to be sensible and sensitive and all of these things, because it's a mechanism of survival. You're not going to stay here if you're rude to everybody. You won't want to stay here if you've been outcast by your community. So you learn how to be sensitive to any culture. Life in university. Life plans and university plans might totally change while you're here. For example, I thought that I would study law. I thought I'd go to university somewhere in the UK, I'd study law, and then I'd get a law degree, lawyer, boom, done. Now I'm going to study philosophy. I found my true passion here. I found what truly makes my heart pump and what actually makes me want to get up in the morning. I found what I want to spend a lot of my time doing. I would never have come across this if I hadn't come here. Now, I don't guarantee that everybody is going to find their true path in life, but I can certainly say that your plans will change. I've heard so many people who plan to study medicine or law who are now going into geography, politics, all of these kind of worldly humanitarian courses. And as well, there's great opportunities for UWC alumni in the US especially, and some in the Netherlands, for university scholarships, for opportunities to get a free ride if that's actually what you need. So you can see UWC as a stepping stone into the degree path and the university that you want to get to. Languages. It's also an awesome place to learn languages. For example, I've studied Russian while I'm here, not formally, but through talking to people and listening and wanting to be able to actually get where I want to go in the taxi and these kind of things. I've learned Russian to a degree, to a kind of basic level, but it's still something. And if you really want to push it, then, well, you have people who speak many different languages. I'm sure there's more than 100 languages spoken on campus, maybe less, certainly a lot. Now, this goes into discipline as well, but as long as the college see potential in you, you're allowed to make mistakes. For example, myself, in my first term here, in the first half year, I made a lot of mistakes regarding sensitivity, regarding not quite racism, but misintended abuse of culture, you might say. But the college let me learn from that. They let me understand the problems within my personality, and they let me push myself further. They saw something within me, something that could turn into the person that I am, hopefully, today. They gave me chances, second opportunity after second opportunity. They don't just expel you if you make a mistake. It's not that simple. There are opportunities to grow if you're happy to take them. Space to grow. That's how I would call UWC, especially Dilijan College. I don't know about the other colleges, but I assume it's similar. I found a space to grow. I found the people to develop with, and I found the reasons and the things that I want to develop and the person that I want to become. That's why I say the development, personal development, and personal growth is perfectly matched with UWC.